We're live again. The Wi-Fi is like Rangers at the minute, not very good. So I'm not going to waste any time here. We're going to quickly dive straight into Chris Sutton's comments regarding Clement being the next Pedro, and I've not shied away from that. I think Clement has got to go. I get it. You can't keep going through managers, right? But you can if they're not good enough. His sacking would be justified right now. You compare it to the last couple of seasons at Rangers Football Club. Gio gets sacked for pretty similar. What saved Gio was Scottish Cup, a Europa League run, and he got his Champions League football. Right, that's probably why he didn't get sacked after a massive scudding in the league against Celtic. For Beale, well, he gets sacked pretty early, didn't he? Get beat against Celtic, and then he lost to Aberdeen. And he gets sacked on the 1st of October, which is 11 months ago, pretty much to the day. So will Clement get that time? We'll have to wait and see. 5 million, the rumour is, to manage to hoover big fella out of here. So I'm not too sure if Rangers are going to do it. But for me, I think it's got to happen. It's got to happen, man. It's no good enough, is what it is at the minute. But anyway, is he the next Pedro? Let's break it down. Let's discuss it. And let's see. So this was Chris Sutton's claims. He says that Big Phil is losing the plot. He's absolutely losing the plot. This is what he says. Everyone who watched the game realises there's an enormous gulf between Celtic and Rangers in every single department. To come out afterwards and paint the picture is not being that bad, is bordering on delusional. What he says, barring the need for time to implement changes, is just plain wrong. And that's a key issue. Fans hang on his every word. To try and paint that picture when fans have just watched a horror show lacks credibility. Rangers were mauled. Any balanced person could see that. Celtic are far superior and could have scored 5 or 6. For him to claim they should have been 2-0 up is irrelevant. 4 shots each on target. Kasper Schmeichel only had 2 real saves to make when the game was finished. It was already 3-0. Equal possession stats, the mad rant about averages, ages of squad, boasting about beating Ross County, who have been awful this season so far. I don't know who's feeding him this stuff, but it's miles off. End of quote. Right, we'll dive a bit more into Chris Sutton's comments, but it is miles off, man. I've spoken about this quite a lot today, but no one cares about beating Ross County 6-0. See last week, before you get scudded in an Old Firm game, man, maybe, was I happy we won 6-0? Who wouldn't be happy if their team won 6-0? But trying to big it up after you've lost to Celtic, man, ridiculous. Ridiculous, man. And I think his comments about 4 shots on target, 4 shots on target, right? Ross County, they're sackable offences in themselves. No Rangers fan cares about all that, man. No real Rangers fan. We care about turning up in the games that matter. We're 5 points behind. See that? Come on, whipping it the 4. Turn it into 5. We're 5 points behind. Unacceptable. Pedro was better than Baltimore. Well, I mean, that's a bold claim. Very, very bold claim. Back into Chris Sutton's comments, and I quote, Rangers fans don't care about beating Ross County 6-0. They want to see progression against Celtic. So far in 5 Old Firm games, he's had 1 victory, and that was his morale one after a 3-each draw. The build-up to the next game against Dundee United is vital because he has to speak well, not as he did at Celtic Park, as that was garbage. You have to look credible, and I don't think his stuff at Parkhead was credible. I do not agree with some assessments that Rangers lack fight or effort. It's a lack of quality. They set out to nullify Celtic, but you need more than that. But just say it as it is, end of quote. No, it is a lack of fight, right? It is a lack of fight. No. How can Chris Sutton say it's down to quality? It is down to quality. It's partly down to quality, but it's a lack of fight and effort. If football games came down to quality, right, the better team would win every match. But there's factors at play. Last season when Celtic were struggling with injuries and Rangers were in good form, technically, we were the favourites going into those games. But Celtic have the mentality and they have the work ethic and all that stuff, the effort to get it done, and they get it done. We don't know what it is to get done. League titles. We can't even win a game. People are talking about that. He's right though. Just say as it is, but managers these days don't, man. They're too afraid to say it as it is. They need to sugarcoat it and say it, man. I mean, as Sutton goes on to say, he says that Celtic are currently miles ahead. It's going to take time to catch them, but we're working hard to do it every day. Just be honest. But then, even that's like cookie cutter. I mean, the Rangers manager, he should come out and say that, but he's probably never going to say that at the end of the day. And, working hard to do it every day. Well, you're not working hard. The game was evident. The game was evident. Kenneth White, Steve, you featured heavy on Baz's The One Celtic Fans Few video today, 1852 long. I don't know who that is, right? But whoever it is, fair play to him. Tab would have showed fight last night if the security never grabbed him. Aye, Tab's arse collapsed. He wouldn't have. He was only showing a bit of fight because the security guard was in between him and the fan. Anyway, look at him showing fight against one of his own fans. What was he doing? You know what I mean? He showed more fight against a Rangers fan, albeit calling him a fucking loser, which was justified. Than he did on a pitch. He let Maida do what. Tavernier was a real captain, man. He would actually say to Clement, I'm pish, right? I get ripped to shreds in all of these games. Don't play me. Play Adam Define. Do something. But no, James Tavernier. He's no good enough. He should have left. Trabzonspor, £1 million. We should have took their hands off for it, man. Yeah, it looked really cheap at the time. Oh, but his stats. Well, here's James Tavernier's stats. Celtic are going to overtake us in every trophy count imaginable, right? And everything else, Old Firm victories, everything. That's the real James Tavernier stats, not the fucking well, he's got this XY amount of goals. Who cares? Or assists. There's that Bet365 post where it's like Rangers being ahead in everything, like a bunch of years ago. It's like, I think it was 2018-19. And James Tavernier's overseen the worst period in Rangers Football Club history, man, in terms of losing out trophies. He's shite. Feel like Aberdeen more to worry about than Rangers. Well, that's the way it looks. Let's read what Chris Sutton said. The final bit. And I quote, in fairness, he was saying at the start of the season Rangers would get better by October. So why not just stick with that mantra? Instead of the past few weeks, he's chucked things out where you think, blimey, what's he talking about? Clement signing a new contract was such an odd move. The intention seemed to be, in my eyes, to show harmony, but I never understood the upside. Other than try and show everyone is pulling in the same direction, my feeling that Rangers do have to stick with him until it reaches a point where he's getting hounded out and thousands are staying away from games. At that stage, it becomes untenable, and that's when this next period is crucial for him. He's got to get it right, both with what he does and, crucially, what he says. Well, actions speak louder than words, and Philip Clement, I'm not too convinced. Actions, I mean, his words are utter dross, and his actions are even more dross, to say the least. So, yeah, Sutton does love talking about Rangers, but you know what, man? If it was a Rangers pundit during Celtic's turmoil, man, I'd be lapping it up. So Chris Sutton has got every right to getting twisting the knife, man. I mean, he even tweeted like, "Oh, I worry about Rangers" at the end of his tweet. He knows he's got us. He's got every single one of us on strings, and that board, our players don't care. Chris Sutton hums it, man. He knows everything. He knows everything, and there's a lot to talk about with this, the scoreboard pundit. But we'll not talk. No, caller. Sorry, we'll talk about the Euro tickets. So Celtic, I think it's going to be £46 a ticket for the Champions League, which works out at 184 quid. So is that too much? I mean, honestly, for Champions League football, I don't think 46 quid a game is too much. You know? Sutton isn't wrong. He absolutely isn't wrong. Chris Sutton's on the money. How can anyone complain what Chris Sutton said there? Clement's got to go for those comments, man. You can't make those comments. No, a manager of a big club doesn't make those comments. It's as simple as that. You can't turn around and say that. That is like, mid-table shite. You come out, oh, it's all right, everybody. It's all right. We beat Ross County 6-0. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Come on. He was right about Cantwell. He was right about Cantwell. There you go. Let's see. Let me see here. Oh, there you go. How about that, Cameron? You got your wee spanner here on fog football. Clement doesn't know what he's saying. Language barrier has him stumbling through pressers, and that's another thing. But there's not always going to be room for Scottish managers or British managers available. But I think a lot of us would take, Terry McKinn's would do a much better job than what Clement's doing right now, man. I know they're only sitting on 1 point, but come on. Mind on the Rangers board said it wasn't safe for Sutton inside Ibrox. It's even less safe for wee Tav looking that way. Is Clement losing is he losing the dressing room? Come on. I think the dressing room's away. Dressing rooms, you can't lose a dressing room that's not already there. I think he lost them in March. He lost them in that Motherwell game. I told you need a Haji. Haji would have made a difference. Would have probably still get scudded because one man can't save them. No way, it's the legend himself, Celt88, the meme general. We are not worthy. Hold on here. We are not worthy. See YouTube royalty. Haji situation's so strange. I agree. And he won't get played. Looks like he'll go to Turkey maybe in the next couple of weeks, but I wouldn't bet on it. How many Olympic appearances do the Celtic players have? Oh, Christ, that's another thing. Hamza Igamani. Oh, he's not ready. He's not ready, but he's ready to get Wong off the bench. Stevie, mate, did you see you were getting a shout out on one of Celtic fans' view of Big Baz? I don't know who Big Baz is, and that's not me burying the guy. I have no idea who he is. One, my good OnlyFans viewers. Brilliant. Clement should be on countdown with Rachel Riley with all his maths stats. 4 shots on target, even possession. But, there's a clip going round. I think it was like the 13th minute. Yeah, it was immediately after the disallowed goal, I think. You had Suter and Proper just passing the ball at the back. We weren't having meaningful possession, man. We were passing it around the back. We our possession rarely got forward. I know Sutton was trying his hardest, man. He was offering Boyd hugs and huddles and everything. Haji doing everything he can behind the scenes. He's just being tossed out. Come on, being an arsehole about it. He has his favourites fucking fanny, so up Tav's arse. He is. Every manager's been up Tav's arse, so come on. It's on him. He picks the team. Can cry about recruitment, but you know what? You've got a player in Haji who was brought in years ago and hasn't played in 3 years properly. Would make a big difference to that Rangers team. But no, you continue to play Ross McCausland and other Diddy men like that, and how will that get you? Celtic just let Rangers have the ball because the players aren't good enough to do anything with it. That's it. What was it Boyd said? Celtic make things happen, Rangers hope things happen. And if you watch the game, you can clearly see in every old firm that's the case. You know what I mean? Like, how many times do you see see the games, man? Cal McGregor will run forward like 20 yards. Bernardo will do that. O'Reilly did that. Hatate will do that. Just run past Rangers midfielders like they're not there. Most of our work comes from long balls up forward to like a Dessers. And hopefully he can head it down. Chris Boyd will be the new manager. Doubt that. He did go to the Euros. He was good at the Euros with Romania. He didn't start the first game, but the rest of the games he played, he was good. He was one of Romania's better players. We're talking about a guy that went to the international, an international tournament and looked good. They get put out by Holland, but I mean, Romania's Romania. Haji can't do much about that. But he was good. Team didn't look fit enough to play 90 minutes on Sunday or lack of effort. Well, that's why you got to make the correct substitutions, and Clement couldn't even do that. Guy's not good enough. He was ripping you for your rant. Hold on, somebody said earlier he was saying he was giving me credit, so was he ripping me or was he not? Shout out. I would be. JJ. Barry Ferguson will be the next Rangers manager. I think we're just hitting names out here and hoping for the best. Chris Boyd, or Barry Ferguson will be the manager. They won't be. Oh, the Rangers Rabbles about to end. It's like the Monday Night Wars here, and it is Monday. Haji has tiny wee feet. Brilliant observation there, Noah, but is what it is, right? 69 viewers, everybody hit that like button. It's all right, man, international break, so it's time for Scotland to put the old firm stuff behind us and get behind the ever disappointing team. Yeah, is that though? I think I think the rabble is in meltdown. I've watched Wilf tonight say that he'll put money into the club regardless. Brian said he would stop short term. I didn't really hear what Martin said. Martin did a solo stream earlier by himself, and he was depressed, but he spoke the truth. Martin, he spoke the truth. Very nice indeed. Probably be Frank Lampard to replace Clement. That's who Souness wanted. Souness talks a lot of. He talks some sense. He knows what he's talking about in some regard. But those comments earlier about it was a close game. Celtic didn't dominate. Nah, perfect number. It needs to be a wee bit higher, but I like the fact that it was at that. But Souness, man, he says there's nobody with a footballing brain behind the scenes at Rangers. When you look at it, there ain't. Really, really ain't, man, to say the least. There's not. Just not a single hope going forward. And I think that's what brings us into our next comment, right? So this guy phoned up Super Scoreboard, 38 years old. He says Rangers won't win a league title by time he's 50, which means by the mid 2030s, he thinks Rangers won't win a league title. Now, to be fair, that might mean that someone else might win a wee league title in there that's not by the name of Celtic. Could it be Aberdeen? I don't know, but that's his timeline. And if we're being honest, 12 years is a long, long time. It's hard to predict where that's going in the future. Like, something could happen in the next 3 years that gets Rangers back on their feet, but something at the same time could happen that does the complete and utter opposite at the end of the day. And it looks like it's going the opposite way. Can I honestly sit here with full confidence and say that this Rangers team is going to win the league this decade? How could you honestly say it? This season ends. It's 2025, which gives you 5 years to 2030. It's not at the question that Rangers don't win another league title this decade. You know what I mean? And see this year, this time, say Celtic did another 9, right? They got to 9 in a row. There's no excuse this time, at least with the second 9 in a row they did. Rangers went down the divisions and came back up a lot weaker. The whole way they've made themselves weaker this time is their own doing. Just don't get it. Only 2 teams won it in my life. Well, there you go. Yeah, only 2. A lot of people, only 2 teams would have won it in their lifetime. I know there'll be a lot of people in here, or even the people, right, that are in this chat and have seen other teams outside the top 2 win the league. Most of you would be young, but by the time you get into the mid 2030s, it's the 80s is light years old. I mean, 50 years old, and it's. If Celtic win every trophy to 2036, you're looking at like what 51, 52 years before another team's won the league. Outside the top 2. Come over to the good guys for your loss forever. Nah, I'm on the. Nah, there's no such. It's not happening. Money's ruined the SPL. No one else can compete. Well, it's pathetic though. But who would take it over? Some guy like Elon Musk. I would pray every night for Elon Musk to take over Rangers. I mean, the guy's got the most money in the world. But the problem is, with financial fair play, you can only spend like 40% of your incomings. But again, it would mean that you would be able to pump money in every summer. It wouldn't be, we'll give Beale the keys to the kingdom, and then after that, you're actually screwed for a couple of years. Is this the year when the gap is broken? Potentially. 5 points. We'll have to wait and see. But what do you make of that? 2030. I'll put that up for a poll. May as well put that up for a poll. Will Rangers win a league title before 2036? I can't even believe I'm wording that. A league title before 2036, but that's what the guy was talking about on Scoreboard. Elon Musk could find a couple of millions in the back of his couch. He could find a couple of billion, man. That's how much the guy's got. A couple of billion in the back of his couch. Trump's sons would be the best Rangers owner for banter. I'd rather just Trump. Make Rangers great again. Imagine that slogan. Donald Trump, make Rangers great again. Come on. We know we want it. Now Mackenzie's retracted a wee bankrupt message there. Right, what else? Right, what else did he say? He basically went on to say, this is just some super scoreboard caller, but he says that Rangers or Everton and Celtic or Liverpool, and that the rivalry's gone. I mean, the rivalry's not gone, as evident by this chat and the fallout from the game, but in terms of competitive games between the two, I mean, can you really disagree? They're just not competitive anymore. Nowhere near competitive. Oh, we were competitive for 10 minutes. Fucking well done. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Celtic went and signed Shifky, Mackay-Stevens and Armstrongs and just done. You're famous on YouTube. That rant was great marketing. Well, it was not marketing, it was passion. No, that, man. All that crazy stuff. It needed to be done. No more. You won the warm-up cup. Oh, that's it. We won the warm-up cup. Brilliant. But Stevie G earned more on his wages this week than the Rangers have in the bank. Oh, tell you what, man, he's probably getting about 10 million a week. Absolutely. When our COVID outbreak happens, that's the only reason you guys won. No offence, but St Johnstone won a double that year. They did. They did win a double that year. Beer Guy. Fog Wrestling, channel legend. Everybody check out Fog Wrestling if you like flippy dippy, fake wrestling. Check it out. Best truthful rant anyone will hear. Thank you, Joe. We'll be going for Big Sam as manager. That's how bad Rangers is. For me, it's not players, it's the manager. It's all three. It's the board, players, and managers. I mean, if people want to put them in a different order, go ahead. But best one for you was we won the 12-minute trophy. But brilliant. This is embarrassing though. 12-minute trophy. Soul destroying. Alakoy said they only won the league because there was no fans. See, I seen an article to do that, so that's what he said. I tell you what, man, that it's still a legit title, right? It wasn't handed over for you to assume. Get my wee dig in there, right? But I think there might be truth to that. If there was fans in the stadiums, what would have happened? It's just, I don't even want to think about it. COVID was the best thing that could ever happen. So your claim is the whole club is rotten, yeah? Rotten from top to bottom. If you thought that rant was great, Fog Wrestling had a 5-star classic about SmackDown, but see, people don't care about SmackDown, Beer Guy. It's a problem. You know what I mean? SmackDown, you can't beat a rant. It's good letting out the anger. It's good letting out the anger. Barry Ferguson looked more pissed than the players, and that shouldn't be that. And that shows you, right, what's happened. Boyd more pissed, Ferguson more pissed. The guys haven't played for Rangers in years, especially Ferguson, and it's just they get it, they got it, they still get it. They're proper fans. And that's it's all right. Certain players, playing for Rangers and saying they're fans, but how many players in that Rangers team? Most of the Rangers fans playing today play for Celtic, and if Scott Brown, McGregor. How's your wee celebration against St Johnstone looking now? That was fucking disgraceful, that celebration. You know what? I don't even know why. I didn't really go in on it that much. I said it was pathetic, but that sums it up. The Union Bears going ballistic with him. and it's going to be the same Union Bears that are going to whip out a tifo at the next game, and it'll say not good enough, board or something, sack the board. But yet, 3 weeks prior, they're dancing with Philip Clement, getting Mr. Sheen on his fucking baldy dome. It's a disgrace. Barry Ferguson would be a better manager. Kenny, that's a red, mate. Big Phil away end of October. He won't see 2025. That's my prediction. He won't. I've been saying that for months, and the reason I've said that is because of the re-signing of the contract. Even if he didn't re-sign, he still had a few. He won't see 2025, man. If fans are confronting Rangers, right, end of August, start of September, like not attacking, but they're confronting their own players verbally, right? How will Clement see 2025? Like I said previously, with Beale and Gio, by the time it got that toxic, they got sacked. But the fact it sounds like they're backing Clement to the hilt this season, it is going to get so toxic. Talk of people not buying tickets, people not going to buy merchandise, people not going to do yada, yada, yada. So we'll have to wait and see how true that's going to be. Frankie, what's Frankie saying? I can change. So can you, Rock. You can't win. Should have took Muscat. Good attacking football. Gets you more money for your players. Kevin Muscat. His name's getting floated around quite a lot, isn't it? Big Kevin Muscat. Clement not last season. But you don't think it's not his last. He'll be gone. He won't see 2025. It won't be. He'll see 2025, just not as a Rangers man. Well, Big Phil. Absolutely, he has to go. It's unacceptable, man. Unacceptable. Aberdeen to sack Clement in the next game. They play like we did with Beale, last nail in the coffin. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, yeah, United and Rangers have both absolutely collapsed. And the difference is, though, Rangers have nowhere near the amount of money United is. United have spent the most money in English football in the past decade, and they've flopped. If Rangers comparatively spent a similar amount to what they could to what United have spent in the market of Scottish football, Rangers would not be in a bad position as what they are now. It is what it is. There's not a chance. United are worse run than Rangers. As bad as Rangers are run, by the way. Still beating. That beef's under the table. When do you play Aberdeen? That will be a good game. Well, you know what? Might as well go through some fixtures here with Rangers at the minute. So, let's see. The fixtures. So, Rangers obviously return in a few weeks. Let me just get the table up, and then that's how I'll be able to do it. So, we're sitting fourth in the league, guys. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, let's see. Scores and fixtures. So, away to Dundee United. That could go anyway, man. Rangers could lose that. They could draw that. They could win it. I mean, Dundee United are above us in the table. That's a fact. I think Dundee United have got exciting attacking players. I see no reason, I cannot sit here and say, we're guaranteed to win that. I'd be ridiculous to guarantee, as sad as it is. Only games that we've won are games at home against worse teams than Dundee United. So that's what it is. I was wondering, because he mentioned every Rangers podcast the other day, but missed you. Nah, no hard feelings there. He missed me out. Maybe because I'm not a podcast. A lot of people, it is podcast form. Yeah, maybe this is a podcast. I don't know, right? But anyway, right, so Dundee United. Then you've got Dundee at home in the Cup. Normally, years gone by, you could field a bit of a weaker team in that game, but Dundee are good. And that should be the first game back at Ibrox for people saying, when will you be back at Ibrox? So I'm going to assume that 21st of September. I think that's when I'll be back at Ibrox, man. No guarantees. Christ. Brilliant, right. Dundee have a pitch, they do. Dundee have got a new pitch. Right, so I say you beat Dundee, brilliant. Right, away to Malmo on the 26th of September. So, right now, I mean, Malmo at home, yes, I would back us, but away, I think that's a draw. Next game, we've got Hibs at home. Hibs are awful, but Hibs will be up for that game. Well, we will have to wait and see. So I would say we'll beat Hibs. Then we're at home against Lyon. I don't really know what Lyon are like these days, but I'm going to assume they're still pretty good. So I think a draw against Lyon in the Europa League at home, I don't think it would be a bad result, but it depends what you do against Malmo. If you do not beat Malmo, you need to beat Lyon, because we've got some tough-ass games coming up in that Europa League. Then we've got a home game against St Johnstone. We'll win that easy. Right, that St Johnstone aren't good. But I say we'll win that easy, actually. We scraped a 2-0 win. One goal was dodgy, and the other one was because they went for it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Then we've got away to Kelly. Never easy. We won 2-0 there last year. Or was it 2-1? It was 2-1, wasn't it? So that's a positive, but we did get beat as well. What gives you the confidence of a draw against Lyon and Malmo after yesterday? Malmo aren't that good, right? So that Malmo, I would fancy. Malmo aren't that good, man. They're not. I know they beat us 2 years ago in Champions League qualifying, which makes it. But they don't have Čolak. We should be getting at least a draw against Malmo, man. And then for Lyon, we're back at Ibrox. I'm thinking that'll be a difference maker. But Rugby Park, that could go any shape. Honestly, I don't think we win that. Then we're at home against Stade Bucharest. I would expect a victory there, right? Then moving in to Saturday, 26th of October, we're against St Mirren. Well, it'll be on a Sunday due to the Europa League. So I would go with Rangers to beat St Mirren at home. But then on the 30th of October, we're against Aberdeen at Pittodrie. So just to quickly add it up, we've got how many games in the league? 5 games in between us and the Aberdeen game. They play Celtic and Hearts in that. So, tell you what, man, I could see us picking up 10 points at the 15. And if we pick up 10 points at the 15, I don't think we'll be above Aberdeen, put it that way. No, it's a valid point to make. And that's another thing. Malmo have never been, Malmo seem to batter all Scottish teams, they really do. The Scandinavian teams are good, but I think Rangers should be beating Malmo. Malmo, they've suffered from the fact that their leagues went nowhere. Are you buying the package for the Euro tickets? No, it did last year, but the club is on its arse. And how much are they going to actually charge for it? They're probably going to charge about 180 quid, 45. I think they will, 45 quid a game. No, who are the games against at home? It's Bucharest, Lyon, Dundee. A game against Dundee's been postponed? How's that worked? How's a game against Dundee been postponed? What? On BBC, they've got the 2nd of November, game against Dundee at Dens Park is postponed. I don't know, is that trolling from last year? Away to Olympiacos, home to Hearts, home to Dundee United, away to Nice, away to St Johnstone. Listen to November. Away to Olympiacos, home to Hearts, home to Dundee United, away to Nice, away to St Johnstone. Into December, home to Kelly, away to Ross County, home to Tottenham, home to Aberdeen, home to Dundee, away to St Mirren. Then we're away to Motherwell, right? Into January, home to Celtic, Easter Road, home to St Johnstone, away to Manchester United, away to Dundee United, and then at home, the Union St Galossi. There is no winter break this year, man. I look at that and I'm thinking, how's Clement making 2025? Right? I've made up my mind he won't. Not a chance. Do you think Ten Hag will be gone or Clement, since both are under severe pressure at the moment? I think there's more chance of Ten Hag going sooner. When United were openly looking for managers at the end of last season, I mean, that's not the case with Rangers at any point with Clement. So Rangers are light as well. They play at Lesser Hampden. Is what they do. Probably being biased, but I think Celtic got a good chance in the Champions League. They play Slovan Bratislava in the first game. That is 3 points as a must. If you want out the Champions League and you want into the last 16, you've got to beat a team like Slovan Bratislava. It really is that simple. Swedes versus Turnips. Aberdeen will beat anyone at Pittodrie apart from Celtic. Well, the longer this winning streak goes on for Aberdeen, the more people are going to pay attention. And Aberdeen right now, I don't. They lost 5-0. Bratislava. I mean, they're losing 5-0 to a team in their league. Slovan Bratislava. I'm shocked they made it into the Champions League, man, but it just shows you that any team can do it. You have to beat Spurs. That'd be a good game to go to, Rangers Spurs, but I mean, that's in December. What 12th of December, how drastic are things going to look in 3 months, 100 days time is pretty much what it is. 100 days, long time in football. Clement probably won't be here by then. Rangers will probably have a new manager in. Who will it be? Well, I'll tell you what, Derek McInnes, I wouldn't say he's far from getting sacked at Kelly. He shouldn't get sacked. They've sacrificed the league for Europe. But could Derek McInnes be leading Rangers into a game against Spurs on the 12th of December? Wouldn't mind it. What was the score, United and Liverpool? 3-0 Liverpool. Humans, fuck. Humans Son up against Tav. Not good, Blue Mac. Not good. Both teams at the windy. Rangers finishing 12th. I don't think it'll be that bad. I've already got 7 points at the end of the day. It can't be that bad. It will never be that bad. It can never be that bad. I'm going to scan through Twitter to end this stream. Super chats. Greatly appreciate it, everybody. I'm doing a lot of talking recently when I've definitely not felt like talking because it's been pretty bleak. Steve Bruce. Oh, Steve Bruce. Do not want him. Dun, 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 dun. Brilliant. What the hell's that all about? I think you've got a few more old firms before you support your... Michael. Damn. Yeah, we cover all equal, Celtic guy. All equal. I even went to a Montrose Motherwell game for this channel. Would you rather focus on the league or the Europa League? See, we're not good enough for either. But I mean, I'd rather the league's the bread and butter, but the league's gone. People need to accept that the league's done. The league's done. There is no point before the first match day a ball's been kicked in the Europa League of us focusing on the Europa League. You don't focus on Europe until you're in like the quarters, man. And then it's like, right, forget about the league. Especially, is this stream a troll? 4036. That's what the Rangers fan on Super Scoreboard said. There's still a lot of points to play for now, never mind 2036. Some guy called Craig phoned up and he said before his 50th birthday, Rangers wouldn't win another league title. 2036. 80% voted no. That's mad. McInnes won't leave Kelly this season. Lanarkshire derbies were alright back in the day. There a few Motherwell Ackies ones when I lived in Hamilton. Brilliant. Paying off PC's contract when he never gets sacked before Christmas. Will you both your January and summer transfer kitties? That's the reality. Well, the guy that phoned up Scoreboard also said that the fans were disgraceful for confronting Tavernier. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was double dipping, so to speak. McInnes will get sacked. He could. Imagine if Stephen Naismith got the job. Jeez, oh man. Hope not. Really hope not, man. Come on, don't do it. Neil Warnock would be box office now. Now, Neil Warnock is done. He came up to Aberdeen for a gimmick, no more than a gimmick. But McKinns won't get sacked. Very positive atmosphere at Kelly at the moment. The wages, yeah, I know. It's not just about money though; it's how you spend it. And Rangers, who look at the wages, Rangers might not be spending right millions of pounds in transfers, but it's the wages, man. The wages are fucking like. How can any player in the Rangers team be getting more than Kyogo? Disgrace. Livy manager, Davy Martindale. In 2036, you'll be 52. Yeah, I might feel like 52 in 2036, Keith. But no, I would be 36 because my birthday's in 2000. So it's very easy to add it up. My birthday's in 2000. No, my birth is in 2000. Atlanta won the Europa League last year with less wage bill. It tells you all you need to know. I don't mind verbal abuse, but chucking barriers and sharks is too far. I agree. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt you. He played your meltdown while laughing at it. Who did? Yeah, but if that's a Celtic fan, I mean, that's not it in the piss. That's the reality. Celtic fans are going to find it funny. You know? If it was flipped, I'd be pissing myself, but I mean, there's nothing. 2000, but you remember the Attitude Era? Because I've watched it all on the network, Beer Guy. I have all the DVDs and all that stuff. You're an awful. Wait, hold on. Wait. You thought I was 40, Keith. You're lying. 40? Come on. Ever since Lyle got called asshole, he spent the money. He did. Tavernier gets called a loser and his arse collapses, man. There's big levels to this game. Yeah, Clement is embarrassing himself with the stats, 4 even percent possession, all that stuff. It's no good enough. Best channel on YouTube. I agree, Joe. Best channel on YouTube. Big Joe. Big Joe gets it. Big Joe gets it. Rip Bear apart after. The Bear's up there, son. Bear's up there. Big Tav would have wasted that climb, would he have? Say Tav would have wasted him, right? Like, what else is he doing? It's not good enough for Tav, man. Who are we trying to kid? Showing more fight against a Rangers fan saying he's a loser than against Celtic. That sums up the state of it. It does. Unacceptable. I don't know how many managers, man. He's an athlete up against a super lager drinker. Look at the state of footballers, right? Look at someone like Bruno Fernandes. He's an athlete. The 99 people watching this chat would beat up Bruno Fernandes. Just because you play football and you're an athlete doesn't mean you can win the fight. You know what I mean? Steve Clark, I was hating him. Absolutely. Steve Clark's got to go. What's Terry Butcher up to nowadays? Anybody? I don't know. Next season we need to call Law a big arsehole to see if he spends more again. Steph F. Celtic fan here. We need a strong old firm. Get a grip, Rangers. That doesn't sound like a Rangers Celtic fan. Scotland will probably get battered. Yet Poland and Portugal, 2 Ps. Who's replacing Steve Clark? There's literally no. Moyes? Davy Moyes, man. Davy Moyes is too busy doing interviews. Get Davy Moyes in. What's better than Rick Ashley talking truths about Sevco being at our pish? Nothing. My Rick Ashley. Never gonna give you up. Doesn't go for the kill shot when need it. Play to get the goals in. Bro, it shows you care about your team, bro. I don't care about these so-called other channels. always be with you, Stevie. Great channel. I don't care what the other channels say, but I'm saying if it's a Celtic fan, I totally get why they're laughing because I mean, why wouldn't you laugh, man? Steve Clark needs to stay. I think Moyes is waiting for a job he likes, like Scotland. He probably will. We Joey Barton. Steve Clark is about his depth. And the fact that he didn't say anything, he's left. Not excited for this international break. I'm just glad it's give us a break. This channel's better than CJ Novo. CJ Novo, man, it feels like a day can't go past without CJ Novo getting a wee mention on this channel, man. Everybody mentions him in the comments. And Ryan 118, it's boring winning all the time, knowing exactly what happened. Rangers need to do get it together, make it exciting. That's it. You know, as great as it is from a perspective of Celtic, I'm sure there's a lot of people that just they don't care. They want Rangers to cease to exist, right? And they want to win every trophy known to man, right? And that's the mentality I want as well, right? Well, not for Rangers cease to exist, but you get my point about I wish we were winning all the trophies and Celtic were in the position Rangers are. But after a while, it does get boring. Like these old firms, man, like Sky, everyone's trying to hype it up. As the guy said that we are like the Everton to Liverpool, the Espanyol to Barcelona. We're just shite. The games are so dire. It's like even last year when they were closer, we weren't even good. I mean, the Rangers, not like Rangers ever ripped Celtic to shreds. It's just shite. CJ Novo looked like he was going to cry in his match reaction. He did. Seen someone clip it together like his best moments, like 1 minute 25. It was brilliant. Ryan 118 saying he's not making enough whilst doing his match reaction in Berlin. Well, that's it, Michael, right? The guy went to WrestleMania. He went to somewhere, you know, if you're not making enough money on YouTube and that's your full-time job, instead of begging people for money, maybe you reel in your expenditures and all that stuff. That's what I would do. You know what I mean? But for Big Stevie Cool, it's all champagne and caviar. So, brilliant. If your Clement is bringing up a previous game mentioning RXG, then it's no wonder those players think those performances are acceptable. That's what I said earlier. It's like, what's he saying at half time? It's all right, lads, because we beat Ross County 6-0. Doesn't matter, we're 2-0 down. Wally Pearson, mate, look at the state of the recent history. See the most successful club in the world. That's away this season. That'll be away next season, even more. We need to accept that we're fucking shite. What? See this most successful club in the world thing? We're level on trophies right now. And what's it going to be next season when Celtic match the leagues? What is our claim? Nothing. Pish is what it is. Can't be going on 3 holidays a year and wondering where all the cash is. But that's it, man. That's just 3 examples. I don't know, man. I don't really care where the guy goes on holiday, but I get people's point where they're like, well, the guy's begging us for money, but here he is going to all these mad events. The most successful thing is totally made up, says Jeffrey. Celtic were in that position. We got Martin O'Neill and it changed. So you got to believe, right? Rangers can get someone. Maybe Billy. I don't know. Someone called Billy. Who am I supporting on Saturday? Ireland or England? That's like a neutral game for me. Billy Big Balls. We'll take him. We'll take Billy Big Balls. What is Nations League? Is it Nation League between England? Where is it? Is it Wembley or is it in the Aviva? Billy, no mate. Let's go get him. One player has never been injured, goes to Rangers, injured right away. Yeah, that'll be an interesting game. England and Ireland. But no, it's pathetic about that. We've no laid a glove in England as well. So Dublin, that'll be an intriguing game. Is it an international break already? Michael, where have you been? Yeah, there you go. Celtic sold it. But I mean, look, they sold Frimpong, man, and Barca. I don't even know if Barca signed Frimpong, but they've got that sell-on fee, and they'll probably make about 20 million from that. They got handed a COVID league. That doesn't count. Some titles don't count, everybody. I don't know who we're playing between Portugal or Poland first. Is it like, nah, the order probably not. At the end of the day, but the Rangers have any internationals? Suter get called up. Tierney get called up. Did Tierney get called up? I think he did. Who else get called up? Who in that Rangers team got called up? Padsworth. Yo, what's worse, right? Getting a title award via Zoom when not even the game's being fulfilled, or winning your league title, right? Completing the games with no fans. They're both not ideal, but I know what one's better. And anyone with a brain can see it, but I don't even care about that, man. That's in the past. That's done. What about the here and now? Done and dusted. Haji did. Haji gets called up and he's playing in the B team. It's a disgrace what we're doing to Yanis Haji. That's another reason. Fuck Philip Clement, man. Season wasn't done and dusted because there were a couple of games to go, and I'm not even that bothered about Rangers' perspective in the 1920 season. I'm talking about the other teams that got shafted, like Hearts, got fucking relegated via South. What's that about? Talking about 12 million for Butland Rumor on deadline day and seeing him in the Old Firm, he's probably half this value. I agree. Right, everybody. I think that's where we're going to wrap it up. So, final messages, get them in. Yeah, but Butland has just killed his rating, man. Comebacks happen in leagues. And regardless if Rangers would have won the 1920 season or not, which I don't think they would have, right? But comebacks have happened, right? League titles the season should have got played out. And Celtic fans will agree with that. The season should have got played out. And you could have celebrated it properly instead of Scott Brown with a full head of hair celebrating it, which was just a weird image, by the way. Who would I like? Scottish Cup was played out. I know. The Scottish Cup was played out during the next season when Celtic had a summer worth of players that weren't in the previous season playing in that cup final. And Hearts as well. What a fucking mess that is, man. Oh. Alan McCoy said that the COVID season helped rate. Probably it did. It's embarrassing. Damn, I thought Butland. Sack the board, sack the team. I agree. Sack the board, sack the team, sack the manager, sack them all. And that's where we're going to leave it here on Fog Football. Thank you very much for watching. And until next time, peace.